to a guy ever.
And tomorrow,
why do you live every?
Are you in Lagos?
I want to
in
get
Nigeria. How do you not feel
Like
attached after sex?
Yeah.
Like no.
About every parent becomes the police
Okay.
in the lives of their kids.
Posing is not like me. I will just come direct like you guys do and open one ring and
Okay,
no,
okay.
no.
So
Guy, never reach me will marry me.
that's like you popping question.
There was a communication, something happened. So there's something like accidental
I'm
pregnancy.
working more than 12 hours because I'm going to wake earlier than him to take care of the children.
Do you know you are naturally, supernaturally built that way?
Yeah,
Do you know? Do you know?
Imagine what
God has divinely made you like that.
Imagine.
Good evening and welcome to the lounge. So, let's just go straight to the point. We're standing today, you're probably wondering what happened to the lounge. Yes, it is still the lounge. My name is Melanie Ishola, and it's interesting because my standing simply speaks to something. We are doing something a bit different on the lounge today because we figured this is your drive time companion. So wherever you are right now, possibly still at work, home, or play, possibly also in traffic, you're welcome to join us as we dabble into the arena of a very long time coming conversation where we're told to normalize that men are truly, naturally polygamous in nature. So today we're asking, are men truly, naturally polygamous in nature? And you are very much welcome to join us as I introduce you to the rest of the crew. And here we have the delectable, I would always say,
Margaret Sazwa.
and of course joining us are two gentlemen. So, the gentlemen on the show today have come to bear their hearts out. But for starters, here is Aliu Adekule. And also here we have
Adebayo Sheffield.
Adebayo Sheffield. It seems that we've been sandwiched. Margaret. And I know that there's been a thing with the word sandwiching for a while. But it's also as though men actually love being sandwiched. In this case, it's a situation of a man being sandwiched in between two or more women in what we have all come to know and accept as polygamy. Now, that said, we've come to ride off the back of this age-long, I would say, debate, and we're asking genuinely, really, what is your own thought regarding this? Do very well know that you can reach us via call and you can send messages right there on our social media platforms, on Facebook, on YouTube, Twitter, X, I meant to say, I beg your pardon, or anywhere you are streaming us live right now. And you can reach us on 091 44573. I beg your pardon, I believe the number is scrolling right there on your screen, but do well as much as possible to do send in the message. So let's get into the conversation, and I would like to have Margaret come on, right? And
Why?
essentially, yeah, why you? Because I did try you, so tell me, why not you? So now I'm asking really, so every time you hear the men are naturally polygamous in nature, what comes to mind? Let's go from the women perspective before we throw it open to the men.
I think what comes to mind first is, can you ever please a man? People should be content now. That's the first thing that literally comes to mind. Like, why more than two wives? Okay, let's do this.
More than one wife?
More than one wife, actually. Okay, let's do this. As you now, you say you want one wife. Me too. Can I have one more husband? I mean, it's ridiculous to say, but
No, I do not think it's ridiculous.
literally that's what comes to mind.
No,
Like,
because I
what's
do not
going
think
on?
it's ridiculous. I know that when we come the culture lens, the religion lens, the maybe societal, beyond even the cultural norms lens, what's the expectation, what's the perceived sociological norm within maybe a group of people, and then you then say no, I think it's awkward. Margaret, I feel that's where you're coming from. But ask yourself, in your heart of your heart.
I mean, it's not. Wait, I find it actually weird. You know, I hear it so much when you say a lady's dating like 6 men, 7 men. And how are you doing
That's
it?
where I'm
You're
going.
sharing love round.
That's where I'm going.
But these men effortlessly.
No, women also effortlessly.
But that's where we are.
But
right
maybe
now.
not. Maybe we're wrong. Just maybe we're
Yeah.
wrong. And in case we're wrong, right now, we're very much throwing the ball into the courts of our men right on set. And we have the amazing duo of Aliyu Adekule
And
Sheffield. Olabode. Let me add another
It's
name.
a bad-
Adebayo. Come on.
Thank you so much for having me.
I don't know what
Yes.
to put in the disclaimer yet. But let me have you speak first, Sheffield. What's your take on this? Are men truly, naturally polygamous in nature?
Well, first, it would be very wrong for us to say all men are polygamous in nature, because there are some. I personally know some men that they don't even, in fact, even marry one wife, it's a challenge to them. They will not even want to dabble into anything that has to do with marriage, and they are fine. And it's not even as if they are promiscuous or anything. That is just how they are. So that is there. But then we still have some, like most men, that is where the argument comes in. Most men are polygamous in nature, and that is what I can argue till tomorrow.
But I think when we bring this conversation and how we hear this expression, Ali, if you disagree, can you let me know, is that men are, and we've had it too many times, men are naturally polygamous in nature.
Okay,
there was a man Margaret once profiled on Did You Know? And this man took, we believe, the whole advice of fear women to some extreme. You try to explain it that there are some men who actually naturally cannot even by themselves marry a wife for themselves. I think that's true. That's true. However, men generally, don't give me most, some.
Okay.
It's a statement
If you want to,
off the street.
If you want to take it in a general time, of course, men are polygamous in nature, because why not? Those people that I mentioned earlier would be the exemptions of those that are not
There are always exceptions to every rule.
But let's just conclude that men are polygamous in nature. Yes.
Okay.
Let us conclude.
Let's not clap yet. Let's wait for Mr. Lee to say something.
What gives you the impression that we are all created that way?
Well, I mentioned my exemption before I started.
That way. The creation thing also brings in another.
Because if you say men are naturally, it means you are saying we are made that way. It's a machine, it's a process, it's made to be promiscuous.
No.
But again,
so polygamy to you is promiscuity.
That's what it
is. It is not. See, this is exactly where the argument comes.
I love it. Let's go.
First,
my gene, your gene is one. Her gene, we are all using the same 42.
Yeah, right.
Chromosomes. We share. So what's the difference? What I have, she has. We all get it from somewhere. So we all are then human being in nature.
And then have a promiscuity nature and polygamous nature.
What do you think about the population of the world currently? When it comes to the ratio of men to women.
That's the criteria.
That's the criteria.
I think it brings a beautiful perspective.
Yes.
Please let Sheffield land.
Okay.
I'm listening.
It is just naturally known, like generally, that men are fewer than women.
So
So it will be impossible for you to do what you said you would do. That's because men says they want to marry more women. Women too should say they should.
Okay, so quick question to you: why do you think that being a polygamous man is the in thing, like it's the right thing to do, and you think that it's not okay for me to marry more than one man?
Okay,
what's the reason?
The very first reason
is
because we cannot be wiser than our Lord. See,
and
all these things.
Please land when we need to hear you loud and
clear.
So
first,
we cannot be wiser than
God.
Okay.
One.
I am a Muslim, and it is not only Islam that prescribes marriage, polygamy to many.
True, you're correct.
Hinduism, even Christianity.
Sir?
Yes.
Daddy, you know we're not in church. I've already even called you daddy.
After the fact that they're not in church. No,
you for Islam, possibly generalize to Hinduism, Judaism.
I stand to be corrected. Leave us. If you have a clear picture or a clear script or that says that one man or one wife, you can just tell me now.
No, of course. For this cause shall a man live and cleave. That's the clear.
And let's just say that we're not in church.
This is not a church.
Okay,
so
you understand?
Yes.
So for we Muslims, so we understand that it is one of the things that we are allowed to do. It is a norm in our lives. We understand that
you're being allowed to do.
doesn't mean
exactly.
it's a norm.
No. What I'm saying is that
it doesn't mean it's a norm. There are a lot of Muslim men who are also.
It is not. Wait, let me reframe it, please.
Permits it does not mean
exactly.
that we are wired that way.
No, we are.
When you came from the population argument,
all right.
For a second, I beg your pardon, gentle men and lady. And the question is, when you came from the population argument, I was thinking, so when this religion, which is of course over several thousands, I believe maybe a few thousands of years old, Islam that would be, when the religion came through the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, we understand that at that time the world's population is not the same as this, because you brought on the religious argument of why God knew so much as to, give an allowance for a man to be able to take more than one wife. By that time, the population of the world, except we can prove it, I haven't checked.
Of course, even before then, in fact, there have been many polygamous cases. Like polygamy cases are even, I think, more profound than how it is these days, because a lot of people now
I am more curious. Why particularly did the prophets say polygamy should be a thing? Because it's great to understand the why of this.
Okay,
why?
so at times,
while you're answering that, I just want to make something clear. I want you to explain something to you before you answer that question.
Right.
So she has asked you why the prophet made that. Make it clear to us. I want to ask you, let's just say the prophet did not say it.
He did.
Would you likely would you likely take another wife?
Okay,
that's a direct
so
question.
let's get to the natural part now. So
we
you say men are naturally polygamous in nature.
You said that. We are with you on that.
A lot of people believe that, and it is even evident in what is happening, like the realities of our society. If you check now, not even Muslims alone are doing and are having second wives. Like a lot of people are taking, as in,
which is why we didn't bring this from a religious
point
of
view. I'm just saying,
this was supposed to be a general conversation, but because you brought us into there, I wanted to educate.
Maybe one of the reasons people like us would want to explore it is just because of the fact that our religion accepts it. Of course, if there is a...
So you answered Margaret's question.
Exactly,
if your religion didn't stipulate
of course,
that you would marry...
The reason why the other way around would not happen, like the woman also saying that since you can do yours, let me also do mine, is because our religion would not even... Aside from even religion, we also have our culture.
We are Yoruba. We are Yoruba. Excellent. But not just Yoruba. In a place like Nigeria, we are Yoruba, we are Igbo, we are Hausa, we are Kalabari, we are Efik, we are Ibibio, we are Fulani, we are Idoma, we are Tiv, we are Jukun, we are Nupe, we are all sorts, right? With several languages, diverse culture, and this still holds true a conversation. But I am thinking, beyond the cultural context to this, beyond the religious context to this, can we quickly talk about a personal perspective context to this? Because I have one opinion that, okay, let's say, and this is theoretical, let's say it holds true that all men are naturally, and I think it's something like an agenda being pushed in this end time, like you women, you better accept and agree that men are naturally, even the one not marrying him home to you, just know that it's polygamous. So there is somebody outside though that is even helping your marriage to stand you, accept you.
You see this particular one that you
cannot do it, yo. Okay. Now, but the question I would have is this: what makes you think that as a woman, I am also not naturally polygamous in nature?
Beautiful question.
That would be for a woman to answer. Actually,
no, it would be
it's
because I don't know.
You are married. He's married.
Okay.
Now, this is it. For me, it's desire. How you want to operate, what you want to do, what is in you, how you're made. Now, how I'm made is like, okay, I don't like this. I don't want to do this, but this I like this. I want to do this. I'm promiscuous. I have high libido. I have this. I have this desire.
And it can be either gender.
It can be from anywhere. You can see. People are pedophile, they are this, they are that. There's something running in the gene, which is in all of us.
Or there's a habit that they cultivate that shouldn't be.
The level of it in everyone is what makes you react the way you react. You desire to marry more than one wife. You desire to have boyfriends or girlfriends or more than 1, 2, 3 boys.
Like seven, sir.
So it's you. It's your gene that is giving you that ability, or your knowledge, or your understanding, your desire. Everything in you makes you want to do those actions. Now, let's not mix things. We are made equal. We have the same gene. We have the same makeup. But when we are learning, when we are accumulating,
I feel like standing close to
hugging for us. It's hugging for us. Because flesh and blood right now.
Studying, we now begin to create our own self. I want to be
personality. This is who I want to be.
This
We're
is
shaped
my
by
this
experiences
is what
as
I'm
well.
going
Let me add this list. So naturally, we want to think like this. In fact, many women outside and even those that are here would want to support you right now.
I
No, because it is natural. No, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to give you another divorce. I'm just saying yes. I understand.
Hold on.
So
You don't need to support me.
no.
Find out yourself.
Yes, it is. That is how it is. Like to be
Or
clear.
if you have a high libido and you can't get
Is
satisfied by one
promiscuity
woman
the
or two
equal to
women.
polygamy?
So is
It is
promiscuity
you.
and high libido, are they mutually exclusive? I believe you can have a high libido, which is not a curse. A high libido is not a curse, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think you can have a very high libido and not be promiscuous.
So how then do you deal with
you
your
think
high
like
libido
you're
if you are not, if you do not want
Okay,
to
so
marry
how
another?
do you have a high libido? Let's start.
Are you asking a
consider
personal
yourself-
question?
Do you consider yourself to have a high
Most
libido?
men.
It's a question, it's a
No.
general
I'm
question.
not saying most men have high. In fact, when it comes to
And I think I've heard
when it comes to
this
ratio,
Mo-
of
mo-
course,
more
most
men
men
have higher
have high,
libidos
of course.
Okay,
than
so you,
women,
you don't
yes.
think that the woman that you have, like that's your wife,
I'm
can
yet to
handle
be able to-
the high libido?
Of course, it is.
So
So you
naturally,
think it's too much?
the way women are structured, the way they are wired, it is impossible for them
To
to
handle
just
it.
handle it. That is it.
Okay,
See, this is why
like-
many men outside there will argue against you that it is impossible for you to satisfy one man, like naturally, because
Satisfy
you
one
you have times when you cannot even be with your husband.
Okay, so the second one will help
you
you
got
out.
that, you got it. You have helped me. Thank you. I love it. I was waiting.
No, at times we
He's
just
not going to go here. He's not
no,
going to
wait.
But
Let's say.
let's all go
So
there.
first,
When you
I think that is why. Let me just go back to why, because it is almost impossible for us to just disconnect ourselves with God. It is still.
Of course,
It is.
we cannot disconnect
It is
ourselves.
still what God prescribed for us that we should do, and that is. In fact, the way it was even.
According to his religion.
Wait.
Which
According to my religion,
yes.
the way it was said is like starts from two, like married to.
If the
Married.
you know
Wait.
there is
Let
a
me
clause.
wait.
Okay.
Married 2 or 3 or 4, then if you fear that you might not be just amongst them, marry one. So it is very clear. In fact, I don't think there is any scripture whatsoever that speculates like marry one. It is just the Quran. But then you have the capabilities. You know you have a high libido. You know there are many other things that you have the liberty to marry more than one. That's what you are saying.
You are way too active for one woman.
As a matter of fact, if you have all of this, and you are not financially capable, you should not even get married at all. That is what.
Liberty, capability to marry more than one.
Yes,
It's good. You should be able to take care of them.
that is what you are saying. So it is not for everybody.
All ramification.
All right.
But you see, we shouldn't tie it down to maker. We should tie it down to what we desire.
Personal.
Now hold on, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm holding on.
Let me, because Sheffield has said quite
Sheffield,
a
wait
lot
though.
of things that we need to unpack. And I do not just want us to gloss over. And I think it's a really great place to drink something. It's been a whole lot on the line today. Why aren't you calling us already? Please do well and call on 091 4447. I hope 3337 4592.
I once
If that's
dated-
not,
I once dated
if that's
a
not
lady.
me mixing it up the other way again. But anyways, do well and call. The numbers are right there on the screen.
I once dated a lady who has high libido, and I don't think I do. I couldn't match her.
Confession time.
No,
Wait, no.
Let's get it straight. Now,
Okay.
imagine that lady wants more than one man.
No, not one.
That would
woman
not be a
possibly-
solution for a
Possibly not
woman.
leave
Why
you.
would it not be a solution for a woman?
Because it is not there. Like it is not
possibly
even
leave
in the box of
She will
options.
possibly leave you,
If
sir.
I use
Instead
this
of her
word-
going
if I
after
use this
another man,
word
she will possibly leave
sexual
you.
capability, if you look at it, it's very dangerous if you don't know it.
Okay.
That's why you see a lot of people do threesome for somebody, whatever they do. Like,
Lua.
See,
it's going to kill you. if
sexual
you really,
libido is not made up.
Okay.
There are people who really desire sexual intercourse
Satisfaction.
more than the others, or people whom it
I
take
think they
a
call
lot
them
more time.
nymphomaniacs.
Some are nympho, some are not
Yeah.
necessarily nympho.
Yeah.
it's I don't know how to say.
And
it
I
shouldn't
would
be
say,
the pericoside.
I think it's
No, it
clear
is
to
not.
you that
See,
you
let me
think-
just say
I
it
think that
again.
the same, please, a minute,
All right.
Sheffield. Apologies for interjecting. Now, I think Sheffield somehow, and I may be wrong, and this is not about picking on Sheffield, but I seem to just see that, right? That Sheffield thinks men and women, in a manner of speaking, do not or cannot make the same choices or not presented
Yeah.
with the same choices.
Yeah.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
then you say, that's what you believe.
Present,
I think I got it. We're
not being presented with the same choice. That is exactly what I'm saying.
But I think
when you have a
lens,
predicament,
you are using a lens.
Yes.
And it's a patriarchal lens.
Yes.
And I've left religion out of this. Let's agree that we also have a culture, of which is also our sociological process, right? As a people, whether in a Yoruba setting, Hausa, Igbo, Edo, whatever. So there is a prevailing sociological norm or whatnot that we think this is what holds true. A woman should be like this, a man should be like this, a woman is expected to behave like this and whatnot. But you now said, not long ago, that so, I mean, how realistic is it that a woman is able to satisfy a man?
Yes.
Even a man
All
with
the time.
Yeah, all the time. Even a man,
an average man,
with an
yes.
average
And a man
libido.
too.
Hold on, because
And
now
a man
he's
is an
looking
average
at-
libido,
you are
exactly.
Yes, you are looking at situations, for example, let's put it like menstruation for a woman, when expectedly for most people they're not able to have sexual intercourse. Now, number two,
There's
you're also
ovulation pain, add that one too.
and all of those. Yes, the entire
Yes,
cycle sometimes
yes.
that can prevent a woman from coming close to a man. And then you're also thinking maybe when she's just been delivered of a child, and of course for a period of time she's now somewhat celibate, somewhat not celibate, of course, and then she's not able to come close to a man and all of these things. And you think in that same period of time, in what we call a marriage, union of two. I understand marriage for you is union of one man to as many women. I do, and I respect that.
No, four.
But I am
Four.
to
At
four.
most, yes.
At most four. Okay, thank you. For helping me, but I cannot help but
Alright,
like.
thank you.
Okay, so now I'm done laughing. I don't want to say categorically that how is that fair? Please let us introduce a principle of fairness. How is it fair that you and a woman have a child together, and in the period she's unable to satisfy you because you have an average libido even, then of course that is why there
Or
should
maybe
be
even a high libido.
or maybe she's even ill. So that is why there should be another person, because at all times your
You
own
must be
need
satisfied.
has to be catered to. What about the woman's need?
Okay.
They're not just all sexual too.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
See, when we talk about satisfying each other in marriage, it is not a one-sided thing. So when you deal with your wife very well, as you are supposed to do,
What do you mean deal?
like, please, your life.
To that, because I don't know what it means. I'm drinking.
Hey, God, I'm big.
Like, let me just consider. You got it. You got it.
I don't understand. Explain.
Understood. Understood. When you meet her needs.
Exactly. When you meet her needs, as you are supposed, to.
Thank you, Alina.
He said
I
he's
don't know
dealing
why
with-
you cannot have this conversation
dealing
like
with-
you should
Meet her
have.
needs.
Because I don't know. At times,
Romantically.
Thank you, Alina.
at times when you do it as you're supposed to do it, and and you still think you desire more. So there are a lot of options for you. You can either choose promiscuity, and that is why I'm going to.
Okay.
I'm going to like disclaim the fact that promiscuity is attached to polygamy. No, it is not.
No, we also don't think it is.
No, I think it has been mentioned like
There are people who are
More-
not
more often. Yeah.
Yes.
No. So we won't call this promiscuity because the person legally does it. Like it is not something that you are sneaking to do. You are doing it with your full chest, and as a matter of fact, eventually, even if at the initial stage your first wife or the wives that are at home do not even have any idea about it, they would eventually get to know. So the fact that you are carrying them along, all of you are in the same page doing the thing.
So I have a question.
It means that everybody is doing what is going to pay a party, or
Everybody.
as a matter of
You
fact,
think
it
polygamy
is not
pays
a
everybody.
yes,
Polygamy.
it
It
does.
does.
It pays all the
In-
women.
real?
It
No.
pays all the women and
I
it pays
don't
all the
think
men.
so, man.
Who
Let
do you
us
think benefits the
let us.
most
I
from
said
a
wait.
polygamous
I mentioned a
union?
point in the first, like the population thing. So what do we do to the fact that women are more than men?
Are you helping?
Wait, it
No, you're taking
means that you are the one. You are the
You're
one.
helping us.
It means that you are the one that are being self-centered here. No, it means that you are the ones that are being self-centered. Does it mean that some women should not get married at all?
On the population issue, I just want to comment.
Okay.
Now, what forms a boy and a girl? You have the X
And a Y.
So it means that a lot of times the men were shooting most of
So the men are responsible for more women in the world.
yeah,
right.
yeah, the one responsible.
In India, I googled
But
a
now
fact.
the women are now responsible
Hold
for
on.
cleaning up that by accepting to be married in 3s and 4s.
Because that is why it's supposed to be.
For them, see, I would bet you that it is not the women that are accepting easily to want to be married to one man.
So,
The thing is culture,
yeah, thank you.
Yes, religion.
religion.
Yes.
has trapped many of them to do that.
It's not a trap, actually.
It's not a trap.
It's a trap.
Economy.
What do you mean?
Because
money will make
as a matter of fact, as a
second, third, fourth, fifth.
As a matter of fact, economy,
if not,
what you just mentioned,
Yeah,
is one of the reasons why a lot of people are into it.
Because Lord over them, we've not enjoyed the equality that should be. I tell you, if you take me scientifically, you take her scientifically, you break our gene.
You are not the same. You are not. That is what you are not.
Science-wise.
No, even science-wise, they are not.
Sorry.
No. As a matter of fact, even emotional-wise.
Can I ask a question?
No, we can talk physiological or what. We are talking about the actual
Physical, physiological, emotional, everything is
We're
different.
talking about the.
Are you a weightlifter? Have you seen a lady that is a weightlifter or not?
Is that how you want to play it? No. You wouldn't say that.
You as a man that a lady cannot be.
Gentlemen,
Wait,
thank you.
This just brings us to the argument that all what men can do, women can do. But it is not. How?
It's like that.
Lady,
It's not about muscle.
I came to
Sometimes about intellectual.
mind. Now, so I came to this conclusion and we're back there again. So let us not help Sheffield take us back here for the third time. So he agrees and he's not hiding from it. And which is one of the things that makes this conversation a little bit more intriguing, right? Is the fact that he genuinely believes Sheffield. Unfortunately, I didn't want this to be a Sheffield versus all of us. But I know Sheffield is not standing as a one man. Sheffield is standing with Mrs. Sheffield. He practically consulted with Mrs. Sheffield, Mrs. Adebayo, I meant to say, before the show, with points, facts, and figures to counter specifically Margaret and I. Here we are.
Because
for and Aliyu.
Because Naum believes.
Now hold on.
Naum believes. Before you even got married, he knew.
Which was where I was going to
yes.
end. But for a start to say, I don't want us to come back to this. Now we know. I know that you view the world from a patriarchal point of view. You believe. And patriarchy is simply a system of domination of one gender by one gender.
Yes, I'm a man.
That has been institutionalized. And we need to agree that men are,
if you call it that,
it is what it is. Men are at an advantage over women because they are born men. They have the Y chromosome. I think this is a very unfair, biased, untrue, insincere way to view the parity of men and women. Now, let's take it straight to him. Margaret, and I'm coming to you to take over. Okay. This is it, Shafi, before I leave you. So that my mind can be at rest.
All right, I can hear you.
It's very important.
All right.
And I want to drink, but I don't want to choke onto the But I want to ask, genuinely, Shafi, to say, so I take it that Mrs. Adebayo is aware that you are naturally polygamous, because there's no way at this juncture I'm going to continue to hold this conversation and not bring a bit. And
yes, it
come
does.
to think of it, Ms. Adebayo helped you to prepare for us.
I'm telling you,
she's standing right here in the spirit.
Yes.
So now, you're taking a new wife, I take it.
Well,
and when you are taking it, does she have any role in helping you bring it in? Did she accept from the belly of her belly, or, well, we have no choice because religion conditioned us, or because she loves you? But then, how do you think that benefits her?
Well, so as a matter of fact, it benefits her in a lot of ways, like a whole lot of ways.
Thank you for starting from
because the pressure on her is too much.
Pressure, I understand.
She needs to ease herself.
Okay.
That's justice. So as a man, at times, when you know yourself, like this is what you are, this is what you are made of, look for ways. Like there are a lot of ways to deal with this. Actually, aside polygamy. Okay. So I could have just chosen to be promiscuous, and she would not even have any idea.
Okay.
I could have just chosen any other ways. Like there are many ways, like a lot of ways that even married men dabble into these days that are like unspeakable. Talk of masturbation, talk of many things, just to ease themselves of the pressure. Like they do not want to put that have more pressure on their wives, and so they just look for other things to do aside polygamy. But I'm just saying that. I'm just saying again that.
Side of the conversation Sheffield is having.
Yes.
Because see, people have needs, men and women. So a man has needs to be satisfied. A woman has needs to be satisfied.
So
if a man is not being satisfied,
I'm sorry here, but Mr. Sheffield, can I say something? If you are a woman now, with all the pressure that you carry,
yes,
I think I love this.
Yes.
What do you want to do?
Exactly. See, if you're a woman,
you have to answer it.
Let him
land. Answer.
Let me answer it now.
Why need to allow me ask this?
Wait, be calm. Let me just answer it. See, it is easy. It is simple.
Simple.
So at times we just like it is just that is why it is impossible for us to disconnect ourselves with God. There are things that
Let me
leave our heavenly Father alone.
So we have a box of options. Like there are options for us. So,
but
a
woman now, I want you to
that's what I'm saying. So, if a woman, if of course it is.
I am a woman now. Answer that question.
Wait, at times we have cases like that. It is not. Wait, now let me answer.
Marry more men.
I get your question.
As you
so
are,
at times,
as Sheffield, and you're a woman.
I understand.
With this libido and everything we're talking about.
Calm down.
Okay.
So first,
let's go.
You first have to like understand it in your mind that it is impossible for me to go and get another person.
Why?
Because it is not.
And I have high libido.
Everything.
You have
calm down.
Why?
Let me talk, please. See, the options are there.
Okay.
See, let me give you. Okay, this is not funny.
Can she get sex toys?
No.
Because she cannot get another man. See, these are adult conversations, and these are actual people.
Will you allow me to answer the question? Because you are not allowing me.
No, because you told us that she cannot go and marry another man.
Let me talk first. No, that is not it.
Finish. Tell us what you should do.
Then the husband, as in so to say, already knows that he already has a job. Like he needs to
be up and doing.
Because you are the man.
He will kill you.
It is impossible for a woman to man you, like to outman you, if I can use that. Because what exactly are you a man for? If you have in fact, as a matter of fact, you should be happy. You should be happy that your woman is like that. Because a lot of men out there, what is what they do. I want my wife to just be like this.
You see, when I brought Pretty Ake the other time, see, he did answer it the best way he could. And I see what he's saying, to be honest, without any sentiment. And the point is because he holds a worldview that you cannot take from him. Yeah. Somewhat like the same way we hold a certain worldview. And somehow it's as though our own worldview, the three of us, is somewhat, similar. Now, the point I wanted to make there is, so if a woman has the same rights as a man, I don't think you think so. I know.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Our rights are different,
absolutely.
And unique in their own rights.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are like you now.
One of us, women are don't let me start.
Let me tell you to calm down.
Don't let me start to flatter women. You think that.
How sweet.
If you don't flatter us, because I don't even think you can be flattered by you. But the point I want to make here very quickly is that so when we look at this whole conversation and the way Sheffield comes on with it, I think we should agree that the way we are represented here and the views we represent, there are actual people who are going through these issues. Yeah. E.g., people in relationships or marriages where the woman has the higher libido than the man.
Yeah.
And so we shouldn't take lightly what we're talking about. Or where the man, as you have said, has a really high libido than the woman. And it could be in a Christian relationship, Buddhist relationship,
whatever relationship,
pagan relationship, atheist relationship, whatever relationship. Which is why I'm saying, yes, God is the center of all of us, but please, as much as possible, this is a we human being conversation.
Yeah.
And let us not religionize it or
No.
Now, but at the end of the day, to now end up saying, so in the end, in actual situations where people exist with these situations, what are the possible solutions to meeting everybody's needs? In the contemporary time, there are lots of things people now do. Run away, shy away from it as much as you want to. And I'm glad that you're so open to talking about some of them. Coping strategies. How do people cope? Trapped in the sort of scenarios I just described. Some sex toys. Some, they just find a way to be celibate and say, well, some, we have agreed, there's nothing we can do. Some, they will just say, well, polygamy is an option. Some would say, we can have an open relationship.
Yeah.
Open relationship isn't just for those who are unmarried. I know quite a few married people
that have open
who have open relationships. Which then means a few. I do not know if you are aware that it means that the man can go out much as the woman can also go out and they can come back to the house.
And once in a while, when you want, you can bring somebody
and you can bring somebody into the house for
the nonsense. See,
so in a polygamous relationship not have a twosome, threesome, and all of this things.
Because of the libido that is high.
How? See, that is why you have to be. This is why you have to be civil when you are picking your options. Like, how would you?
I have a question for you.
There's no civility already.
Wait now,
from a woman.
No,
it's already state of nature.
Wait now,
that has become right.
You can be polygamous and still be civil. Like a lot of people are like that. in our society right now, they are fine. They're just fine.
A beautiful scenario. I want to bring it realistically. This is literally what happens. I know several homes where this happens. Let's remove marriage, safe. Let's bring it down to relationships. Now, there are people that have intercourse, and the woman's libido is higher than the man's, and the man loves the woman to pieces. Now, it's two things. You don't want her to go.
And she goes higher.
And she goes higher. Do you understand?
The man is,
Is it that number one? You either die. Wait up. You either die. Or you will find yourself in the hospital because she cannot go the much rounds that she wants to go. Now, there are two options she will give you. Should I go out? I'll still come back to you.
What kind of woman will give that?
What kind of a man goes out and marries another woman?
You cannot say what kind of woman is she. You know why you cannot say what kind of woman
about
is
your
she?
libido and how important it is to you.
If you have a high libido, wait, no, relax.
We are not different. We are not made
relax.
Different as in
Calm
the same
down.
way.
If you have a high weight now, if you have a high libido and she has a low libido, and sometimes she cannot even fulfill your desire because truly, if she has a low libido, your libido do not match, there is no way in hell she will satisfy you.
Ever.
Two things will happen. It is either you cheat, which you will do. Concerning, you will not use
another solution.
You will do it.
Another solution.
Should I
just, when you see.
So you cannot say you should be civil when you will not be civil.
When you want to place the evils, like at times.
Evils. The evils.
Yes. No, wait.
No, there are evils.
There are evils.
If there are evils, it's doing it's not
doing an evil. But there are no evils.
No. There are evils. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to not bring religion into I don't know how it is going to make sense without being, because it is impossible for us to do. I keep saying it. We cannot disconnect ourselves with the persons that created us. He knows us. He knows everything that we are made of, and he knows how he created us. And that is why he created us as he has created us. So why do we then think we should be wiser than him? Like,
no, we're not wiser. What you're saying to us in essence is that we are wrong, going by the theory of there is a God, which we all, of course, allude to, right? But that you are saying that, of course, and we know that God's ways are higher than our ways, even though we're trying to not make this a religious show. But Shafiu is so heavy on religious points.
Because if there are any reasons why people are doing it, it's because many people, and people like me, are doing it because the religious aspect is that I'm just trying not to.
It's like you are blaming
religion.
Let me put it to you.
Don't
it's as if you are blaming your religion.
Don't blame your person. This is human.
To do it.
Yes, of course. A lot of people in our religion will not even dabble in it because they do.
Accept it.
No, polygamous as well.
Yes. That is what I started. Even Jews, yes, a pastor that married on our wife. Yes.
Quite unfortunate. He just did it wrongly, because the same scripture that he read said, "I created them men and women," and he told them, he said, "If not for your desires of your heart." That was why God allowed it at a particular time in the Bible. It was their desires that made God to just look away and say, "Okay, do whatever you want to do for now." But when Christ came and he put the nails or his foot on the floor, it's one man, one woman.
So what would happen to the load of women that
why are you concerned about the
world? I'm concerned about the world. The world should be happy. Everybody should be happy.
I see you as a helper.
Yeah, everybody should be happy.
Thank you for helping us.
If you are happy to have your own husband, what would happen to those people that are outside and don't even have theirs?
You are a great helper. I see you as a helper.
We tend to see people that are polygamous. We tend to see them as being self-centered.
I do not see them as evil.
It's helping.
No. We conclude.
Self-centered.
I mean, a polygamous person. So if you're saying we see them self-centered, you try to bring in evil into the conversation.
No.
I do not see them as self-centered. Okay. I do not see them as evil. I see them as unfair. I just think it's unfair. If a man can be polygamous, why can't a woman be polygamous?
I don't see them as unfair. I don't. I see them as people who want to satisfy their needs. They want to meet up their own needs, and those who are helping them to satisfy. So it's peaceful. It's okay. It's allowed in the society. Go ahead if you want to. But again, if the lady wants to be polygamous, let's allow them to be polygamous.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think for me, the whole, with everything that has been painted here today, sorry, it's not a shade, but I just see you as a helper. I just needed to say that again because he said a lot about helping. But for me, I don't really see polygamous people as maybe unfair. I think I'll go with Mr. Liu. They just have so much needs, and for some reason they can't come to a compromise, and they believe that let's explore. We have them in excess. Like he said, there are so many women, so they are there to help.
Yeah.
Kusha, those of you that do it, Kusha.
All right, so for the purpose of the unfair nature to this conversation that I introduced, this is it. It's unfair because we agree men should be polygamous and women shouldn't. I retract my unfair if it is that we agree as men can be polygamous, women, that's fine. Women can also be polygamous. Then that brings a balance, because the same reasons I believe that we have described as vividly verbalized by you that rationalizes a man's polygamy outlook on life should also rationalize a woman's polygamous outlook on life, and even the ability to be able to live it out.
Yeah.
So, Shafiu.
Highly be or not.
Well, I would just say to people out there that most times when you look at yourself and you think you need to pick from many options that are out there, I just would personally prescribe polygamy for you. Look, like, do it legally, legalize it, be civil about it. Like, do it the right way, but then be sure that you have all it takes before dabbling into it. The more the merrier. Like it is very. If you love your wife, like it's a common saying.
When are we looking at?
If you love your wife, let me say this quote before I forget though. If you love your wife, it is a famous quote. If you love your wife, marry one. But if you love yourself, marry at least two.
No, this is what I said on the show, except you have not been listening.
If you love your wife,
marry one.
If you love yourself,
you are going to understand this later in life, because you are the only money you are supporting them.
If later in life, all these things, like all these realities,
come on,
them means every man out there that feels the same way.
I apologize to everybody who has viewed this show. There is a conception that we misconstrued. Okay. So when we said polygamy was not even about selfishness, we're wrong. Because in the end, it just helped us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Polygamy is, in the end,
very
then
selfish.
about selfishness. It then is that if you love your wife, so now you are somewhat concluding to us that you do not love your wife.
No,
you love yourself. You said
because eventually
you love yourself more. That's why you have married your wife. Okay. And then you are going to marry other women, so that in the end, because he would regret himself later on in life as he's not marrying another wife. Ladies and gentlemen, Margaret, I mean, let me have you have a wrap before we say goodbyes.
I mean, it has been a really wonderful show. I've learned a lot. Before, I knew that men were given certain responsibilities. We were the helpmates, but as it is, you are the helpers. That is it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us on the line today. We hope to bring to you sometimes heated conversations like this when we believe that there is a need for more perspectives than just 2 or 3. It is our show today, and we do hope that you would join us next week Thursday, same time, as we bring to you yet another interesting episode of The Lounge. To enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye.
I'm not going to propose to a guy ever.
And tomorrow, where do you live, Henry?
Are you in Nigeria? How do you not feel attached after sex?
Yeah.
Like, no.
About every parent becomes the police in the lives of their kids.
Proposing is not like me. I will just come direct like you guys do and open one ring. And
So
guy, never reach me will marry me.
That's like you popping question.
There was a communication, something happened. So there's something like accidental
I'm
pregnancy.
working more than 12 hours because I'm going to wake earlier than him to take care of the children.
Do you know you are naturally, supernaturally built that way?
Yeah,
Do you know? Do you know?
Imagine what
God has divinely made you like that.
Imagine.